What's up, YouTube? How's it going? Back again for another random video. Today I'll be talking about, let me whip out my phone, 7 exploited myths that most people still believe about automotive industries. 7 automotive myths exploited that most people still believe. I'm leaving that on there. I don't care to edit that out. Okay, here we go. No matter. Let me find it here. This was actually pretty good. Car dealers are out to rip you off and to screw over every customer. Not a chance. The car companies started to get smart a couple decades ago when they recognized that a customer's intent to purchase their next new car from the same brand was impacted by the how the dealer treated them. That's both in the purchase of the car as well as any service you have performed. So the car companies started setting aside big piles of money, for dealers who achieved high customer satisfaction scores. That's why the dealer is always telling you that if someone could call, always rate the dealer a 10. It's convenienceable that a dealer could make more money than you are giving them. A 10 than from what they make selling you the car. And I worked at a car dealership before, and they do not make as much money as you think. On a brand new car, they might make $500. So if they sell 2 cars a week, and that's if, it's still $1,000. But you know what I mean? There's still 4 or 5 other people that work in the dealership, right? So you sell one car a week. Sometimes you might not even sell any vehicles. And I'm just guessing, it might not even be $500. And obviously it's a little bit less for used cars. Number 2, a 3,000 mile oil change. The old adage has been to change your car's oil at 3,000 miles, or 5,000 kilometers, with precisely regularity, despite groups ranging as wide as the Sierra Club, the state of California, and the car makers themselves. This is a post for the States, by the way. Almost half of the drivers hold fast to that amounted notion. Almost every manufacturer has extended their recommended oil change interval. For example, most Porsches tell you to change the oil between 10 and 12,000 miles. For most of their cars, how do automakers do this? The same way they are creating such powerful engines, keeping all the fuel in the combustion chamber does it work? And not containing the oil. And controlling heat, which saps power like no one's business. And there are 2 more reasons: the environment and your wallet. Yes, most waste oil gets recycled but is burned as fuel boilers in factories. Not a clean process. I'm trying to make a YouTube video here. The use of oil could be replaced by much easier sources, and with longer oil intervals, it's less oil that has been extracted and imported. The difference between changing oil at 7,500 miles versus 3,000 over a 100,000 mile period is 25 gallons of oil. So keep that in mind. Think of the money you'll save. Doesn't sound like much, but multiply that by 250 million cars, light trucks, on the road. But divide it in half, because only half of their oil is changed at 3,000 miles. And it's 3.1 billion gallons of oil. And did you know that just 1 gallon of waste oil is enough to contaminate 1 million gallons of freshwater marsh? You let that sink in. That's pretty fucking brutal. When there's oil spills, that is just the worst thing. Expensive to clean, waste of oil, and it kills animals that cannot be replenished, and it takes a long time for wildlife to get back up there. So this is brutal. Oh yeah, and your wallet too. If you're using a coupon every time and buying a budget oil, let's say your oil change costs $30. By changing oil at the manufacturer's recommended interval, if it's 7,500 miles, you'd save $600. Longer intervals or using synthetic oils will save you even more. Myth number 3, the penny test. Check out how worn this tire is. You know what I mean? Like when they put the penny between the tire. Even though it's on the top of Lincoln's head, that's why we need to bring George onto the team. You know the rule: stick a penny onto the tread of your tire, and the head touches the top of A's head, you're cool. While Abraham Lincoln preserved the Union, he's not looking for your safety. Sorry about that. You see, the top of Abe's head is 2 32 inches. Tire tread is measured 30 seconds of an inch. And 2 seconds is legal limit just about everywhere. So what Abe is telling you is get there to the tire shop. A better test is George Washington, which is perfect for all you know. It's incapable of telling a lie. The measurement on top of George's head is 4 3/4 inches. It's a much better gauge of when you should start shopping for tires. There's also a safety issue involved. A tire with 2 seconds of an inch is much more likely to hydroplane than a tire with 4 seconds of an inch. Myth number 4. Don't buy a car built on Monday or Friday. This one's been around forever. Back in the days, the less cooperative union and management relationships I've seen would rocket on Monday and Fridays with a far better partnership. Now better the companies that sell the cars and the men and women who make them. This kind of function in absentee simply doesn't occur. The root of this misconception that with fewer workers the cars wouldn't be assembled properly as they whisked down the assembly line, the companies would have a very simple cure. They just turned down the speed of the line. Fewer cars were built these days, but they didn't suffer any additional quality problems. Myth number 5. Engine oil that turned black is no good. Black is the new black when it comes to motor oil. That makes any sense. Engine oil that turns black is actually a sign that the oil is working. Modern engine oils contain detergent, dispersions, additives that keep engine internal parts clean by removing carbon deposits and maintaining them in harmless suspension in the oil. It is better to have the carbon deposits in the oil so that they can be drained off to have them left as deposits in the engine where they could do the most damage, right? Number 6, you can drive a long distance on empty. When your car hits the E line, there just isn't much gas left with the car companies. In their efforts to trick you into thinking that you're getting better fuel mileage than you actually are, fuel gauges read a logarithmic scale, which in case means that burning 1 gallon of fuel when the gauge reading is at F moves the needle far less when the needle is close to the E. The reality is you don't bet on my estimates here. Depending upon your fuel tank size, location of the car, location of the pickup in the truck, and the fuel gauge itself, you may have between 20 and 40 miles of driving time left from the moment the needle hits E, but that's a guess, so take it as a warning and refuel your tank before it hits the E. Every car is different. That's why you notice a lot of other vehicles, the full, it takes forever to move off, but once it does, it's actually illegal for car manufacturers to deny a warranty claim. Oh yeah, sorry, number 7. Having work performed at an independent shop will void a new car warranty. It's actually illegal for a car manufacturer to deny a warranty claim on the grounds that work was performed at an independent shop, provided the shop is registered with the state, and work was performed to a professional standard. In some cases, work you've done yourself can be used in the warranty claim, like an oil change. If you keep receipts for the oil and filter with the date and your vehicle mileage, you should not void any warranty because you're doing it yourself, someone else is doing it for you. You want to go somewhere else because it's cheaper, you can. So those are 7 automobile myths that I just decoded and told you guys. So don't believe everything you hear. Technology's changing all the time. Those are just old claims, okay? So keep yourself up to date, don't get ripped off, and you'll know what you're doing. I'll see you later.